Today, something devastating has happened at your home. Your dad dropped his iPhone into a bucket of paint. Not water, not tea, paint. White wall paint entered the charging port like it had equity in the company. You're 17. Right now, your dad is standing in the middle of the room. He is holding the phone like a dead bird. He is a small contractor, not the big kind with helmets and trucks, the kind who knows every hardware shop owner by name and still argues over cement rates like the United Nations depends on it. He needs the phone for clients, calls, photos, payments, measurements, everything. The service center quotes a repair amount that makes your mom sit down. Your dad does not shout. That's worse. He just says, "One day we should own the company instead of crying over one phone." Everyone laughs. You don't. Those words hit you hard. You start reading annual reports, shareholder letters, product margins, buybacks, cash flow. You learn that Apple is not just a phone company, it is a habit company. People wake up with it, work on it, store their memories in it, fight with customer support on it, sleep next to it. The product is metal and glass. The business is dependency. You buy your first fractional Apple share with money from tutoring 2 kids in math. Your friend laughs and says, "Bro, you own the camera button." He is not wrong, but the dividend lands later. Tiny, almost insulting. Still, it is the first time Apple pays you instead of the other way around. You create a rule. Every time someone in your house buys an Apple product, you buy Apple stock too. Not an equal amount, of course. You are not insane. All you know is, if your family is going to fund the ecosystem must send a little money back. Years pass. You study, you work, you learn coding, you take internships. You stop buying things that only look expensive in photos. Every month, salary comes in. You split it. Emergency fund, index funds, Apple, skill upgrades, family support. You never put everything into Apple because obsession is not a strategy. But you keep buying, slowly, quietly. Especially when the stock falls and people online react like the company has started selling bricks. Your dad still uses older iPhones until the battery becomes a public safety issue. Your mom says Apple is overpriced. You keep reading. Apple buys back shares. That matters. The company reduces the number of shares over time. Your tiny slice becomes slightly less tiny without you doing anything. This feels like magic. It is not. It is capital allocation wearing a black turtleneck. Years pass. You're 29 now. Your Apple position has gotten serious enough. When you open your portfolio, your stomach refuses to negotiate with your lungs. You sell a small portion, not because you stopped believing, because concentration can make intelligent people behave like candle-watching reptiles. You pay off your parents' remaining loan. You replace your dad's work phone, this time with AppleCare, because character development has limits. Your father holds the new phone and says, "How much?" You say, "The company paid." He does not understand. Then he does. His face changes. 2 seconds of silence and 1 fake cough. That becomes your first real return. For once, Apple is not a bill in your house. It is a shareholder distribution with family benefits. You start an embarrassingly small investment firm. The office is a cheap rented room with 2 laptops and a pathetic secondhand printer. You don't pitch yourself as a genius. You pitch one idea. Own great businesses patiently, avoid forced selling, and never confuse headlines with operating performance. Most people reject you. They want faster returns, hot stocks, secret tips, something with artificial intelligence in the title, even if the business is selling socks. But a few clients understand. Doctors, shop owners, software engineers, retired teachers, people who have earned money too slowly to gamble it quickly. You build portfolios. Apple is part of many, but never all. You keep your own Apple shares separate. clean records, clean custody, clean taxes. No shortcuts, because you already know that shortcuts in finance move the explosion closer. Then came March 10th, 2025. Apple falls hard. The company drops 4.85% in a single day. Billions in market value vanish. Financial news channels begin talking about delayed AI plans and slowing iPhone demand. Your clients panic. Your phone becomes a complaint machine. One man asks if Apple is the next Nokia. Another says his nephew told him to buy a coin with a dog logo. A third says he wants to exit everything until things become clear. You think of giving up, but then you read the numbers. Revenue is pressured, not dead. Services still print cash. Buybacks continue. The balance sheet is strong. Customers are annoyed, but still trapped in the blue bubble prison. You don't deliver speeches to them. Instead, you send a simple memo, noting what changed and what didn't. You show the risk, the valuation, how much they own, and what would call for a sell. Some clients still choose to leave, but the best ones stay. You buy more Apple for your own account, but only within your rule. No hero trades, no borrowing, no this is once-in-a-lifetime nonsense, because those appear almost every 3 months, and those are mostly invoices in disguise. Your firm grows. One client tells another. A business owner refers his sister. A professor moves her retirement account. A small charity asks for help managing its reserve fund. Fees come in. You don't spend them recklessly. You build systems, research team, compliance. You invest in risk limits and client education. Then you build your own holding company. Every year, your personal profits go into 3 buckets: public equities, private businesses, cash. Those private businesses are not glamorous, though. Those include a repair chain, a small logistics software company, a school fee management tool, a warehouse business with boring leases and beautiful cash flow. They send money every quarter. You use that money to buy more public equities when prices make sense, including Apple. This is practical multiplication. Cash flow machines feeding ownership machines. At 41, your name appears in a filing. You now own enough Apple shares for people to notice. Financial media calls you mysterious, and that's genuinely generous. You are mostly tired and good at spreadsheets. Reporters ask if you want a board seat. You say no, not yet. Wanting influence before understanding responsibility is how rich people create expensive drama. You spend 2 years meeting suppliers, developers, accessibility advocates, repair shops, app founders, former employees, and long-term shareholders. You learn that Apple is not just Cupertino. It's factories, stores, coders, musicians, parents, small businesses, students, repair technicians, and millions of people who scream about storage but still upgrade. You don't want Apple to become louder. You want it to become more durable with better repair policy, longer device life, and smarter capital allocation. That's boring. But at times, boring ideas make a company harder to kill. It happens slowly. A major institution reduces exposure. Another rebalances. Berkshire trims. Index ownership shifts. Apple continues buybacks. Your firm, your holding company, and your client's long-term vehicle keep accumulating within legal limits and full disclosure. One morning, Mira, your chief investment officer, walks into your office holding a printed filing. She says, "It's official. You are now Apple's largest shareholder." You don't jump out of joy. You sit down quietly. The number is too large to feel like money. It feels like gravity. Your dad calls after seeing the news. He says, "So now repair free?" You say, "Still no." He says, "Then what's the use?" And just like that, the biggest financial achievement of your life gets reduced to a customer service problem. Your first meeting at Apple is all about coffee, security badges, and people who have been solving problems longer than you have been famous. You don't enter like an owner, you enter like a steward. You say Apple should not chase every trend. It should protect trust like the main asset. Privacy, durability, developer economics, supply chain resilience, and products people can actually keep longer without feeling punished. Someone asks if that will hurt short-term upgrades. You say maybe. Then you say, a company this important should not need customers to feel trapped. It should be good enough that they choose to stay. The room goes quiet. Everyone seems interested. That's enough. Months later, your dad visits an Apple store with you, not as a customer, as the father of the largest shareholder of the company. He still asks the employee for a discount. You pretend not to know him. He picks up the newest iPhone and tests the camera by taking a blurry photo of the ceiling. Then he looks at you and says, "This all started because of paint." It did. That evening, you sit at dinner with your parents. Your mom complains that rich people still don't know how to eat on time. Your dad's old paint-stained work shirt hangs behind the kitchen door. You could replace everything. You don't. Some things are not poverty. Some things are proof. Your phone buzzes. Apple closed down 2%. Years ago, that would have stolen your mood. Now you keep eating. Because ownership is not another shot of excitement. Ownership is a responsibility that compounds. You did not become the largest shareholder to control the company. You became the largest shareholder because one day your dad said something impossible, and you built the boring bridge toward it. Now millions of people own tiny pieces of their future through the same company. Your job is to make sure the machine keeps earning trust quietly. Somewhere in your life, there is probably a joke, a mistake, or an offhand comment that seems meaningless today. 20 years from now, it might be the reason everything changed. What do you think yours could be? Drop it in the comments. If you enjoy stories of playing the long game, hit like and subscribe. Your support keeps these impossible journeys coming.